For PHLY, this is Zach Berman checking in on a Saturday with some Eagles updates just a few days before free agency begins. To start, the Eagles re-signed Brandon Graham to a one-year deal. This should not be a surprise, especially to those who heard Graham on the PHLY Eagles show on Thursday. Graham said he was confident that he would work something out with Howie Roseman, that he wouldn't play elsewhere, and this deal ensures Graham will play his 15th and final season in Philadelphia. He already said he wanted one more year as a farewell tour, and that's what you can expect next year to be. Graham won't have a huge role, but he'll be a depth player who's valuable in the locker room, especially in the post-Jason Kelce era, and what could soon become the post-Fletcher Cox era as well. This is how it should be. Graham is a respected player who's had a storied career with the Eagles, and he can still contribute a few snaps per game, and that's going to continue in 2024. So who's going to be ahead of Graham on the depth chart? You already know the Eagles were taking calls on Haason Reddick. Now reports are emerging that the Eagles are taking calls on Josh Sweat, according to the NFL Network. This is something Bo Wolf and I have discussed on the PHLY Eagles show during the past month, that Sweat is an under-the-radar player who could be moved. Similar to Reddick, he's entering the final year of his contract. The Eagles are going to need to pay him big money to stay, and the idea of getting valuable picks in return might be appealing to the Eagles while they reshape this defense. Sweat turns 27 this month. His production dropped off during the second half of the year, but he's still one of the better edge rushers in the NFL, and he presumably carries significant value. It remains to be seen what the Eagles can get for him, but the talk around Reddick and now Sweat shows that the Eagles are looking to shake things up this offseason. And the question they must consider is what a new deal would be for their current top-of-the-roster players, what trade compensation would be, and whether it's best to move forward with these players on bigger deals or get picks and reallocate the cap space to incoming players and perhaps those who are younger. So who's one to watch? Well, as The Athletic reported, Bryce Huff from the New York Jets. Huff is a player Bo Wolf and I discussed quite a bit during the past 2 weeks. He advanced pretty far in our quackatology, and he's coming off a 10-sack season while playing only 42% of the defensive snaps, and all the advanced pass rush metrics are favorable for Bryce Huff. He turns 26 next month, and it would make sense for the Eagles to target him and the other top edge rushers on the market, especially if they move Sweat or Reddick. They won't leave that position bare. This is one that the Eagles especially value, and if they move Sweat or Reddick, they're going to bring in a big name to replace one or both. We'll have all of your coverage on the PHLY Eagles show and allphly.com. Stay tuned for our free agency special at noon on Monday when the negotiation period opens. Until then, or pending other news this week, I'm Zach Berman from PHLY.
We all silly like the mayor.